Let's go live at this moment with our special envoy at the United Nations General Assembly, Jorge Gestoso, who is set to interview in a special interview with the Foreign Affairs of Venezuela, Yván Gil. Let's see. Hi, Gestoso. Can you hear me?
Estamos aquí en Naciones Unidas y tenemos el privilegio de contar con la presencia
to have the Minister of Foreign Affairs of the Bolivarian Republic of Venezuela, Mr. Yván Gil. Minister, thank you for being here. Thank you. It's an honor being here and talk about what we have done here in the United Nations. You have done a lot. And you just came out of a meeting with the Russian Minister of Foreign Affairs, Sergei Lavrov. What was relevant about that meeting? Well, Venezuela and the Russian Federation have an extraordinary relation. We may say that we're building a strategic alliance from long ago, from the era of Chavez commander. We have done great agreements and built great projects in the energy, health, transportation areas, in almost all areas of economy, and we have built relations. And with the Minister of Foreign Affairs, we were talking about those aspects, details of collaborations in matters of finance, politics, and flights and tourism. We have a lot of tourism from Russia to Venezuela. A new powerful alliance. Russia is a great technological power and industrial power. It has a great history and oil production capacity that we share this vision with natural resources. And we were also analyzing the geopolitical situation with those nations and also in the world. Russia submitted to an attempt of attacking its territory from Europe using NATO as a platform. We were analyzing the situation in Palestine, world peace, situation of the United Nations. We are partners in the group of the letter of the United Nations, and we were analyzing an initiative of respecting the agreements of the United Nations, building multilateralism as the only way to preserve peace and reestablish peace. It has been an interesting meeting, very deep, and several aspects in bilateral and multilateral relations. These same days, the second day of general debates here in the United Nations, your intervention, which topics are you going to talk about? What's happening in Venezuela? Yeah, briefly, we're going to intervene in the General Assembly. Venezuela brings denounce about the instrumentalization to the United Nations to attack sovereign countries, how the United Nations has instrumentalized to attack countries like Venezuela, and Venezuela is victim of an attack from the United States against its institutions. The United States is using its territory for building conspirations in Venezuela. We saw that recently, the denounce of the Minister of Interior, Justice and Peace, Diosdado Cabello, how we have captured an official, a military that was active in Venezuela during the elections and after the elections, directing terrorist operations to murder the President of the Republic, the Vice President, to attack the Miraflores Palace, to attack infrastructure, bridges, hospitals, and we are going to denounce this in the speech, and also the way in which the United States has given to this operation of conspiration against institutions, against Venezuela, that have been defeated as all before. Let's remember the recent attempt of invasion in May 2020, defeated from the Caribbean Sea, the head-on operation. From Colombia, several operations have been attempted, and all of them have been defeated, also this one. And we demand to the United States to agree with their commitment, the one it signed, when it committed to raise all of the sanctions as a way to normalize relations with our country. And you're going to denounce NATO. So yes, we are going to denounce NATO as we have always done before. We were talking about that with the Russian Minister of Foreign Affairs, because NATO has become the biggest threat for the world peace, not only in Europe, but also in Latin America. We are seeing an advancement. We are seeing governments such as the one of Ecuador and Argentina allowing the installation of military bases in Latin America, hostile bases that put at risk the peace and security of the region. This is a very severe fact we're going to denounce. You have been strong even in the future summit where you participated regarding the denounce of what you qualify as genocide of Israel in Palestine, defending Palestine. And let's talk about the position of yours in this speech. First of all, condemning Israel, the Zionist state that has started for several years, a massacre against the Palestinian people. But from October the 7th, became a true genocide. 40,000 dead. We know the figures might be bigger. Children, women, innocent men. The bombing of infrastructure, houses. It's madness what is happening, the worst action we have ever experienced since Adolf Hitler in Germany. It's the worst that humanity has ever met since the United Nations was constituted. It was constituted precisely to avoid these kinds of events. Unfortunately, we're seeing them. The Prime Minister of Israel, Netanyahu, it's out of control. Now starting a war operation in Lebanon, is invading Lebanon, practically bombing civilian buildings, killing innocent people. They started an operation of state terrorism, activating bombs in communication devices, but in private companies. They intervene the supply chain to make them explode, which is a terrorist action that puts the humanity at risk. That we all can use a cell phone, a radio, so we are not safe, since Israel has proven that it's capable of murdering through these devices, so cause a state of insecurity in the world. We're going to denounce that. That has to do with the Palestinian genocide, and also we need to urge the international community to mobilize against this. And what the Palestinian people is living is unfair. And we're talking about Sergei Lavrov. You just met with him. In 3 weeks, the BRICS summit in Kazan, Russia. President Nicolás Maduro is invited. Did you talk about it? What do you think about BRICS and the future of BRICS and Venezuela? Yeah, we see BRICS as hope. It's a new way of organizing the world, a world based in complementarity, solidarity, not only in trade aspects or business aspects, but a world based in the only way of getting out of and develop is all together. Great powers there present: China, South Africa, India, Russia, Brazil. Now joined us Iran, Ethiopia, Egypt. It's a great bloc, and Venezuela participates in the former BRIC Plus in this meeting and has participated in all of the meetings. We have stated our aspiration to become partners of BRICS in the next meeting, and we're working in that. We count on the support with Russia. We will continue to work with BRICS, since beyond an organization, it is a work advantage, a doctrine that allows to advance in geopolitical relations and development of our countries. If you have to summarize in a headline your participation, Venezuela's participation in this General Assembly, what is the results of Venezuela, what Venezuela leaves to the United Nations? Venezuela has brought the truth of Venezuela, and has denounced truths that are awkward for the world, are able to be manipulated. Venezuela has morals, has advantage that we don't owe anything to anybody, and we can denounce. And we have found good reception of the world. The world has reacted to these difficulties, and we are going to see this mobilization soon. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for your invitation. We go back after interviewing Minister of Foreign Affairs of the Bolivarian Republic of Venezuela here from the United Nations.
Thank you, Jorge. We were listening to our special envoy, Jorge Gestoso, and the Minister of Foreign Affairs of Venezuela, Yván Gil, during an important exclusive interview in which the minister referred to a recent meeting with the authorities from Russia in the framework of the 79th session of the United Nations General Assembly. The high official of Venezuela also highlighted Venezuela's right to defend its democracy and peace despite Western powers' attempts against the country.